That'll be on the podcast, linked in the description below. This will be our second one. Just chatting bollocks, talking bollocks.
Oh, bollocks, sorry. It's Coke, man. Honestly, the Coke just does it.
Talking bollocks. Check it out. But yeah, all the thoughts on the game and everything training will be on there. Yo, what's going on, T20? I hope you're all super well. Today is Friday. I got a double session lined up, but you guys aren't gonna see either of them. The first one is with Jonah. He specifically asked me not to film today's session. He doesn't want every session online, which I completely understand. You know, this is his business. This is what he's worked so hard for. It's the same with Clayton. They don't want all of their stuff online, which is understandable. So I'm sure he's gonna let me film every now and then, maybe like once every couple of weeks is my guess, but just not every session will be on YouTube. And then the second session that I have tonight is team training, and you guys won't see any of that. So just know that I'm putting in the work, but you guys aren't seeing it. Now I'm really liking the hair. I think it's looking nice and fresh. It's gonna be interesting to see what Lee takes on it. But yeah, kind of an early start. It's not too bad today. Well, usually I complain when I have a Jonah session because I have to wake up at 6:50 a.m. and the night before I usually go to bed at 12 o'clock, something like that. Just because I have Parramatta training on a Thursday night, but because I didn't, it was much easier to wake up this morning and get down here. So looking forward to it. Double session vibes. Woof! What a good way to start the day.
Let's go, Lucy. Do this, man. Great. Yep, good.
Doing some stuff there.
Great. Get up.
Some stuff there. The dog. What a setup.
Good. Good. Red. Good. Follow it. Yeah, good on you. Great. Yep.
We got Kobe doing a few extras. I'd be out there, but with training tonight, that'd just be silly. Here we go, we'll give him one more shot. Kobe, it's your time to step up, son. It's your time to step up. Here we go. It's his big moment. He's just pointed to us. Oh no. Back from the session with Jonah. It got a little bit wet there, but it was quality. What did we work on? I'll take you through it. We did some passing. I was in a group of 3, so it worked well because I was working with other players. So short passing, checking in, checking out, and awareness, kind of the same sort of drills, just in different ways that you guys usually see, and then finished off with some shooting. A little bit rusty, but that's why I'm down there working on it. Now, as you guys know, when I'm in the car, I always listen to podcasts. It's so important to me to use my time wisely. And I was listening to Gary Vee, and he was talking about how people like write articles or write comments about him and say how he's failed, he's done this, whatever. And he said, number one, if people are writing articles like that, then I probably deserve it. And number two, I don't care. And he went on to say that, you know, he doesn't let it consume him. He reads those articles, reads those comments. He, you know, takes away from it and takes the advice or the constructive criticism. But by no means does he let those comments consume him. And that's something I do. Obviously, with this YouTube channel, my sort of comments towards me are a lot more blown up than maybe you guys have, where it's coaches or parents. But I think we can all take away from that and go, look, whenever you receive some sort of hate or coaches not telling you good enough, I think it's important for all of us to kind of look at it and go, okay, what can you take away from this? Okay, you might take away this little point that they've given you, and that's it. Or you might take away this point they've said, this point I said, and the rest of it is rubbish. You don't listen to it, but you don't let it consume you. You just take those 2 points away and go, okay, I'm going to work on that, I'm going to think about it, and you move on. But the thing I loved is, he said when people write those articles or write those comments about him, he deserves it, but he's so confident in his ability that he's just going to rise back up again. And that's the same for me, man. I mean, people always write comments and always doubt Tweety, but hey, we'll rise like a phoenix, don't worry. Anyone that's wondering, Gary Vee, businessman, huge influence on my life. Guys, check him out, Gary Vee. Just about to head off to training. I'm quite liking the hair. I reckon it's looking pretty good. I also well, not just, but a while ago, I've been working hard. Stepzz, grip socks. It's gonna be about 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, something like that. It's not long now, man. It's crazy how far we've come. I'm getting everything shipped here. It's close. The socks have finished production. Now it's just about getting them here. If you guys haven't seen the design, there's the front, well, the back, then we got the front, little Stepzz design there, and then the grip on the back. Ugh. Anyway, I got a text from Jonah not so long ago, and he said, just looking at your finishing now, full stop, needs a lot of work. And I absolutely love that, because a lot of times he said to me after the sessions, killed it. You know, he's followed up with text and said, reviewed the footage really well today, keep it up for the weekend. But this is what I love from a coach, someone who's just brutally honest with everything. So absolutely love that from Jonah. Was my finishing off today? Yes, it was off. I was missing simple shots that I should have just very easily put away. There were some there that were very good, but others it was just like an easy finish and you go, how do you miss that? So it's rusty, but that's why we keep training. I missed that training, I was sick, we went downhill, bang. Now we need to work our way back up, and that just comes from putting in the hours, which is what I've been doing. So I want to get back up there. It's just a bit of time, bit of work, and we'll be all right. It's not to worry about. I gotta head off to training. I think it only goes for an hour tonight, 6:30 to 7:30, and then we're having a pizza dinner as sort of like a team bonding event. Right, Papa Tweety, I'm going to training. Goodbye. You're working hard. Anything to say to the people?
Treat it like it's the most important training session in your whole life.
Oh, I like it. Why?
Because you should always.
Yeah, should always, just to get better. And that's something I was doing a lot of for a little bit, and then as soon as you stop thinking, I need to treat this like it's the most important session, you lose that feeling, and you don't go into sessions really trying to get the most out of it. So gonna keep that in my mind for this session, for your guys' session. If you're going to one today or tomorrow, make sure you keep that in your head. Go there thinking, I'm gonna get the most out of this, I'm gonna kill it, and I'm really going to improve. Anyway, let's get off to this session. Maddie getting his session in. I have no idea what on earth this guy's doing. No idea what the oh, okay, and that was a shot. I don't know what he's doing. No clue. Here we go, bit of coaching. Feed. We got pizza. 4 days. So much pizza, man. Garlic bread, gone. Pizza, huge.
Get on the food right now. Get on the food right now. You look at someone and then you still want to turn around.
In the car with Maddie, we had some pizza, had some drinks. No, nothing special to drink. Setting up the podcast now.
Sorry. Oh, I forgot.
If you want to hear more of that, that'll be on the podcast, linked in the description below. This will be our second one. Just chatting bollocks, talking bollocks.
Oh, but sorry. It's coke, man. Honestly, the coke just doesn't.
Talking bollocks. Check it out. But yeah, all the thoughts on the game and everything training will be on there. Catch you guys back at home. Right, man. Haven't been home for too long, but I'm heading off to bed. I'm so exhausted just from eating pizza and training, but it was good team bonding. Now I got a little do I want to show you? All right, we're gonna show. If you don't want to see my feet, then don't look, but I got a little, you can kind of see the bruising there. I was in goals and we were playing, what was it? It was 6v6, and because it's on that small field, you didn't have a goalkeeper, so someone had to go, and our team absolutely dominated. I put in a whole heap of goals. I think our team played very well, and I think I performed very well. It was interesting to see how in the morning my shooting wasn't great. I told you guys the text I got from Jonah, and I go to today's session and absolutely blitzed it, and Matt even spoke a little bit about that on the podcast, how my backswing, it kind of was hidden. So he was playing in goals for one of the teams and he didn't notice my backswing because I hit it in my shot so that he couldn't save it. But I'm still able to generate a fair bit of power. So it was really good to see that I switched on for the second session and really nailed it. Maybe that was the problem in the first session. I wasn't focused enough, like Papa Tweety said. I wasn't aiming to get the most out of it. It's an interesting little concept, but great to see that I nailed the second session. It's important. Oh, but back to my ankle. So I went in goals for my team, and then I don't know if I've told this before, but I'm the worst goalkeeper in history. And the ball comes at me and I save it, and it makes my ankle go in a really weird way, and it kind of hurts now. I played on with it, I didn't even feel it, and then I get home and I'm like, oh, feels weird. So that's not great. Luckily we don't play tomorrow, so I get the day off tomorrow to rest. And then, you know, double session today, quality. And then Sunday, we have the long away trip, which I'll be taking you guys on But rest day tomorrow. I need to head off to bed. I'm so tired, man. My body needs to sleep. Not just, I'm still sick, still got a cough. It's not great, but the headaches and the runny nose are pretty much gone. It's just the cough that's kind of lurking around a little bit. So on that sort of front, feeling much better, but need the sleep to kind of get me closer to 100% there, and then need the sleep for my body, my physical side to recover as well. So Team Tweety, I'm signing out. Make sure you like and subscribe and enjoy the journey. I'll see you in the rest of you.